Hi everyone, welcome to class. My name is Sejal and I'm so glad that you're able to join me for this very special Yin Meditation class here on the beautiful coast of southern Maine on this absolutely beautiful day. So we have a practice plan today that is a chance to blend relaxation with mild stimulation. So the poses that we'll be practicing will help to release tension in the body, specifically in the legs and the hips and the spine, as well as in the chest and the upper back. And as we release this tension, we have the opportunity to transform it into energy and flow that we can use throughout our day. So happy to have you here. It would be helpful for you to have a couple of props. You could either have yoga props, for example, a few blocks and a blanket, or just some things from around the home would be fine. A couple of pillows and cozy blankets to get you set up. So let's begin in a comfortable seated position. It can be useful to have something placed underneath the sit bones to give a little lift to the hips and create a little space in the low back. You're certainly welcome to also come to a kneeling position if that feels more comfortable for you. Maybe your eyes will close. And just feeling a sense of being here on your mat, the support of the foundation that's beneath you. Feeling that support. And let there be a natural kind of opening through the chest as you soften the shoulders away from the ears. And feel the crown of your head float skyward. And become aware of the sounds that you hear. The sounds of the ebb and flow of the waves of the ocean. And begin to notice too the ebb and flow of your breath. Just the natural breath, and how the breath too is like an ocean full of waves. And feeling your breath flowing in. And feeling your breath flowing out. Staying with this, the ebb and the flow of your breath. And now beginning to notice any thoughts that might be flowing through the mind. The mind too, like an ocean full of waves. Noticing now any thoughts flowing in and thoughts flowing out. And now becoming aware of how you're feeling. The heart space too, like an ocean full of waves. Become aware of feelings flowing in and feelings flowing out. Staying aware of any moods flowing in and moods flowing out. In the stillness, feeling and enjoying how everything is of the nature to come and arise and subside, like waves of an ocean. We know we can't stop the ocean, which rises and falls. And the same too with our inner experience, our inner landscape, which rises and falls and comes and goes and flows. And keeping your attention inward drawn and pausing to maybe set an intention for your practice. And let's honor it with a breath. Take a breath in and a breath out. And gently open the eyes. And take your hands to your knees, just to kind of coax the knees together for a moment. And stretch your legs out one at a time. Extend your right leg down your mat and your left leg. And then go ahead and give your legs a little bit of a massage, just rubbing gently the muscles of the thighs and the knee joints. Walking your hands down the lower legs and extending your reach. If you can reach to the feet, give a little massage and a bit of a wiggle and a shake. And we're going to set up for our first yin pose. We'll come into butterfly. So you'll bring the soles of the feet together, and this is where you might choose to have blocks underneath the outer legs. You can have them, for example, underneath the outer knees. And the distance of your feet to your body depends on how much sensation you need to create and where you want to create it in your legs. So you can have the feet in close, or if it feels a little more appropriate for you to walk the feet further away, then that's an option too. Start with rooting the sit bones down. If you notice that there's any rounding in your low back, then you might want to sit on a blanket to give a little lift to the hips if you're not already. Take an inhale and lengthen your spine, and use your out breath to bring your upper body forward. And come to a point where you start to invite in a bit of sensation through the body, and then pause there. So a key to your practice in yin is that you're not forcing at all, that you're just beginning to feel a mild level of sensation in the body. Once you find that, you can then choose to round your back if that feels okay on the lower back. If it doesn't, then when we're folding today, just maintain a straight back. Now you might have additional props here to support the weight of the upper body. For example, a block underneath the forehead, or maybe a bolster is on the legs for support. And then allow the arms to go where they feel most natural, so they can drape out in front of you. They can provide support underneath you, folded. We'll start in this posture for just about 3 minutes remaining. Once you find a bit of sensation in your body, and then the practice from there is to do your best to let go. So you're letting go of any muscular effort, allowing the muscles to relax, and letting go of any expectations of your body or of this moment. Letting go of physical movement, just resting into the stillness. Letting go of holding yourself up. Let gravity hold you. So there's a sense of surrendering into softness and relaxation as the earth supports you. And throughout today, allow your breath to flow effortlessly. And feeling how the breath flows like the ocean waves. And the breath flows in, and the breath flows out, without any effort on your part at all. And continue to draw your attention inward. Allow your attention to rest on the inside. And practice today just bringing a gentle and curious attention to whatever it is you're experiencing moment by moment. As you keep guiding your attention on the inside, you can explore the inner spaces of how your body feels, the effects of the postures and the relaxation on your mind, as well as on the space of the heart. Now slowly we'll begin to transition. You want to transition with care because you can expect your yin tissues to be a bit fragile. So you're just going to walk your hands back towards you very slowly. Peel the upper body away from the lower body. Know that a bit of sensation during the transition is absolutely okay and normal. Take your hands to your outer knees and draw your knees together. Place your feet to the floor and walk your feet about mat width distance apart. Place your hands behind you. And then let's windshield wiper the legs. So let the knees drop down in one direction. Bring the knees back up to center and let the knees drop down in the other direction. And then we'll continue this back and forth, side to side. And then bring the knees back up to center and we'll set up for our next posture, which is sleeping swan. So I'm just going to turn this way so you have a slightly better visual. You'll take your blanket and slide your blanket underneath your knees, okay? And this will be a resting place for the knees. Then come to tabletop position so that you're setting up for the pose. You have your props out in front of you, bolster or blanket, whatever you're using. And slip your right knee forward so it kind of centers between the thumbs to get started. That left leg gets nice and long behind you. And those toes can just rest flat onto the mat. Now, it can be that the hip is lifted here, and by placing some support underneath there, it can hold the weight of the bones and allow for a muscular release. So feel encouraged to use your props in a way that helps you to find a bit of relaxation in each of these poses. You can now toe heel your right foot out towards the left side of your mat so that the right shin comes more or less parallel to the front if you need more stimulation through the IT band and the outer hip area. And then curl those right toes back towards the knee gently just to offer some support to your knee joint. As you inhale, press into your fingertips, create a nice long spine. And as you exhale, take your time as you ease your upper body forward and down until you find kind of a first edge of resistance. Now you can place your blocks or whatever props you have underneath the forehead or directly underneath the torso as well. If you need more stimulation, then the props can go to the side and the forehead comes directly down to the floor. We'll set up for our sleeping swan for about 3 minutes, but do know that this is your practice. So the most important thing is that you honor what your body needs moment by moment. And you take a break anytime that's what your body's requesting. And just allow your body to relax as much as possible. So there's a blending of muscular relaxation, even as you start to create sensation in your body through these shapes. And today's practice can be a practice of allowing the flow, letting the flow of physical sensations and breath and feelings to come and go. Be fully felt, and then let go to flow. And that way we can enjoy the the peace and the harmony that comes with allowing things to be appreciated, to be felt, and to act according to their nature, to arise and to subside. So keep guiding your attention through your inner body, staying close to your moment-to-moment experience, and scan your body. Gently scan from the tips of your toes to the crown. And as you bring awareness to the inner layers of the body, begin to open to the areas where you feel the strongest sensations, and be sure that they're still appropriate. If you start to feel anything that's painful or related to pain, sensations like sharp or pointed or localized or numbness or tingling, all these things are your body's way of signaling that you've gone a little too far and that you need to make a mindful adjustment or even take a break. But otherwise, as you meet sensation, can you pause to feel each area of sensation fully? And we're going to begin to transition now. And so to do that, take your time, walk your hands a little closer towards you, begin to peel the upper body away from the floor. And then you'll just tuck the back toes under, press into the arms and hands a little bit, slip your right knee back in space, and so you come back to that tabletop position. And then drop the hips gently towards the heels. It doesn't matter if they touch, and just let them energetically move in that direction. As the arms remain outstretched, the forehead could come to the floor. If that feels like too much, forearms bend, and just rest your forehead to your forearms. Anytime we're resting like this and it doesn't feel good for you or inviting, then you could just come to a seated posture or lay flat onto your back to rest. And pausing here, this is an important time to allow your yin tissues to recover. And the work that we're doing here is so important to hydrate and re-strengthen and reorganize the soft tissues of your body. This internal body stacking of fascia and your bones and your joints, all of which help us to move and walk and do all those other activities we so enjoy. This is the focus of the yin exercise. So keep the attention below the surface of the skin and into these deeper, dense connective tissues that support the whole of your body. Taking in the effects. Now you're welcome to stay here. If you'd like a little movement, that can sometimes feel nice. And so you'll come back to tabletop position so that your shoulders are over your wrists and the hips are over the knees. And then inhale and let your belly sink down. Tip the tailbone up and lift the gaze a bit. And then use your exhale, press into your hands and gently round the spine and sink your hips back towards your heels for that length of the out breath. Now let's put that all together. Inhale, wave forward, tabletop into a little bit of a dip here of the belly, tailbone high, and then exhale, draw in and up and wave back, hips back towards heels. Maybe your eyes will close. Let's do one more. Inhale, rock forward, belly sinks, tailbone high, exhale, round. Draw your hips back towards your heels. Some lengthen through the spine. Good, and then come back up to tabletop position. And we will set up for a sleeping swan on the other side. So from hands and knees pose, left knee slips forward, right leg lengthens. If you need a little more stimulation, you can walk your left foot out towards the right side of your mat, and then provide support anywhere that you feel it would help your body to relax a bit more. Okay, take a moment to lengthen the spine, feel the breath come all the way in, and use the length of the exhale to bow forward and down to your degree. No need to force or push past any physical boundaries in the body, just trusting that time and gravity will provide the exercise. And we'll be in this posture for about 3 minutes. It's okay to tilt a little bit the hips to the right or left so you can wiggle about and find a place where it feels just right for your hips and your inner legs and your spine. And then making that commitment to rest back into the stillness and to be like a compassionate observer of the ebb and the flow of how your body feels. Noticing the ebb and the flow of thoughts. Noticing the fluidity of the mood. And relaxation. It creates flow, relaxing areas of constriction and restriction in the physical body so that your breath can flow and flow through you and nourish you. And this helps to free up the flow and the movement of your inner energy, which powers your body, your mind, and your spirit. So see if you can relax even just a bit more here, even as you feel sensation. Relaxing the legs. And feel your hips relax. And allow the belly and the chest to relax. Relax and let go through the shoulders. And feel that relaxation flow down through the arms and through the palms and the fingers. And relax your neck and your throat. Allow your jaw to relax and the corners of your mouth. And relax that space between the eyes. And allowing the temples and the forehead to let go and relax. Feel your whole body relaxed and releasing onto the earth. Opening to how this creates space, expansion for flow of the breath. And then we'll begin our transition. Just walk your hands back towards you. Gently pick the upper body up, away from the floor. Tuck the back toes under. Press into the arms. Left knee draws back in line with the right. And very gently now, drop the hips towards the heels. Stretch the arms out. Let it feel good. Let it feel like relaxation and release. Noticing what's happening on the inside. And feeling how these postures are touching your body deeply. The effects in the body and the flow of the mood. Just being a welcoming presence for the whole of your moment-to-moment experience. And we can stay or a little movement back to tabletop position. Inhale, cow pose. Maybe eyes closed. Exhale, round through the spine. Gently drop hips back towards heels. Stretch out the spine. 2 more. Inhale, cow pose, tailbone high. Exhale, round. Feel the fluidity of the body. Harmonize with the breath. Inhale. And exhale. Gently rock forward one more time, tabletop, and we'll transition. So knees walk forward, ankles cross, and you roll back over your heels. And I'll turn to face the front just for this next posture so you can see a little more clearly the pose. And then go ahead and grab your props. Be sure that they're within arm's reach wherever you are on your mat. And for this posture, again, it's helpful to sit up on a prop if you find that you have any rounding in your lower back. Start by extending both legs down your mat. I'll mirror you for this set of postures. So the left leg will stay. You'll bend the right knee and just slip the right knee across the left. It doesn't matter if it's stacked directly on top or not, but it's just moving in that direction. Check in with the knees if you need some more stability. If they're a bit cranky, then props can go a long way underneath to find that. You can stay here for this posture. If your hips allow and you would like to explore the next posture, you roll to the outer left hip and bend both knees for full shoelace pose. The knees that are bent, those toes draw back towards the kneecap to support those joints. Right, now you can have props in front of you. I have blocks. Maybe you have a bolster or a pillow that you're using in front of you or on your lap. You can always stay upright in this posture, working the outer hips. If you're going to fold, feel a gentle sense of rooting down through the sit bones. So you lengthen through the spine. As you keep that, take an inhale. And as you exhale, come forward with a straight back. Find a first soft edge of resistance. And then you might decide to round intentionally the spine if that resonates with your lower back. Once again, the props are there to support the weight of your body, so adjusting them. And also there to help you find that mild kind of Goldilocks sensation. Just enough, not too much, not too little. Once again, relaxing the body. Giving space for the breath to flow and nourish you. And just knowing, where attention goes, energy flows. So it can be helpful to place your attention on areas of sensation. You can start with the ones with the highest volume. Be sure you're not forcing at all. Make adjustments. And then stay curious about what you're sensing there. And as you place your attention there, you bring energy and flow. You can imagine your breath like an energy brush. And gently brushing through areas of sensation and tightness and tension. And your breath gently sweeping away any of this physical holding. Sweeping it away and allowing your energy to flow. Breath brushing and sweeping. Clearing and sweeping away tension and tightness. And still opening to what's here and now. Trying not to resist or react against, or being a welcoming host for the whole of your experience. All of which is meant to come, to be valued, and to go. We'll begin our transition now to a seated position. So you'll, to an upright position. You'll walk your hands back towards you. And we're going to set up for a gentle twist, an upright twist. So the key here is just maintaining your shoulders over your hips and rooting the sit bones down. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, again, I'll mirror you. You'll twist to the right. Right fingertips placed behind you. If that floor seems far away, then just go ahead and slide a block underneath the hands, and then the left hand settles somewhere outside of the right leg. As you glance over your shoulder, just be aware of how much sensation you're inviting into the cervical spine, the neck. Let the eyes relax. Let the breath be relaxed. And if the breath is labored, then just slightly soften your shape. And notice how the flow of the breath brings muscular relaxation. Even in the face of sensation. And begin to turn to face forward, unravel through the spine, hands rest, eyes might close, just taking in for a moment, pausing to feel the effects. Noticing how things are, opening to however things are. And then you'll open your eyes, place your hands behind you, and slowly unbend the right knee and extend that out, and then unbend the left. And expect a bit of sensation here. Place your hands behind you and orient your fingers in a way this feels for your wrong there. Place your feet to the floor and about mat width distance apart, and then just gently lift hips and belly and just press the hips skyward, press into the hands. If it's okay on your neck, doesn't feel good for my neck today, but you could let the head drop back any amount here. Hold this here, take a breath in, and with your exhale, slowly lower the hips. Now if that feels good, you'll repeat that 2 more times. Inhale, lift the hips. Feel the yang side of your body support this, the important muscles. And then exhale, lower. And one more. Breathe in. And exhale, lower. So let's now go to the other side. So have your props handy. This side is a different side, so your body might respond differently. So explore and take your time. Right leg stays, left knee bends and settles on top of the right with or without support underneath the knees. If you need a little more stimulation, rock gently to the outer right hip and bend the bottom knee, shoelace pose. Toes draw back towards the knees, props in front or on your lap to support an appropriate level of sensation and relaxation. Root this tailbone, take an inhale, and then exhale, glide forward, upper body, and then intentionally round if that feels good for you, the spine. Let the head drape to your degree. Let the arms drape and the shoulders drape. All inviting in a blend of relaxation and sensation. And staying with your practice. Staying with experiencing how everything is of the nature to ebb and flow. The feelings and thoughts and moods, the sensations of the body. And emotions of the nature to flow. They're fluid, like the waves of an ocean. like energy in motion. And so you're noticing, how are you feeling? And can you let whatever is here be here? Just simply acknowledging how you're feeling, like you're greeting a good friend. And then listening in. As you would listen in a warm, unattached way, as your friend tells you their story. As your friend shares with you, listening in to how you're feeling in this way. And just notice when you listen in and offer yourself this kindness and compassion, how it affects you, how it feels. The effect it has on your body and what happens in the mind and in the heart. When you accept and allow in this way. And begin the transition upright. So take your time and walk your hands towards you. Lift the spine up. Just feel this neutral in the spine for a moment. Now, if you're preparing to twist, the shoulders stay over the hips. Inhale, lengthen. And with the exhale, twist to the left. Place the left fingertips behind you. Right hand outside of the left leg. And look over the left shoulder. And feel the breath almost like as if it's a massage, running up and down the length of the spine. And the breath too moves energy down the central corridor, which is a channel for your inner energy, your prana. And feel your breath floating through the spine, opening space and gently moving energy through the spine, creating flow. Take your time, look forward, unravel, and let's clear it out a little bit so you can place your props to the side, lean back, and extend your legs very slowly. First, a moment there just of opening. And then place the hands to the floor, bend your knees, place your feet to the floor so they're about mat width distance apart. You're just gonna come back to that hammock posture, press down to lift up, float the hips to your degree. Take a breath in and use your exhale to lower back down. If it feels good for you, twice more with your breath. Inhale. Exhale. And one more, breathe in. And breathe out. Anyway, next we're going to set up for a dragonfly posture. So you'll stay seated on something to give that natural lift to the hips. Walk your bent knees, walk your feet with your knees bent towards the edges of your mat. So you start to invite in a kind of opening through the inner legs. That'll be the emphasis here, part of it. Fingertips behind you, and this can be the posture, right as you are like this. If there's room to go a little further, if you need a little more stimulation, then go ahead and stretch out your legs so they're more in a straight position with or without support under the hams or the knees if you need that. And then take your props, if you have whatever you have in front of you for support. Now you can stay upright like this, just gently pressing into finger pads, or you can prepare to fold. So take a breath in if you're folding, lengthen, and with your exhale, ease your way forward and down. You might need to adjust the props to find that middle point of sensation where you can still invite in relaxation even as you feel a gentle stretching and tugging through the inner legs. Through the backs of the legs and the spine. Relaxing into this new shape. Relaxing the muscles of the legs and the hips, and the torso and the arms and the head. And resettling the attention inward if it's drifted. Really, anytime your mind wanders, it's okay. That's the magic moment when you notice. And then your only job is to return to the here and the now. No need for commentary or judgment. You just make the simple return to what's here and now. And that mental relaxation. And it frees up any mental chatter or worries in the past or the future, just for now. It allows for your natural creativity and your inner knowing to flow. What information might be presenting to you in this moment? And we'll begin our journey upright, taking your time. Walk your hands back towards you. Lift your upper body. Take a moment with hands to thighs. Relax the shoulders. The tension inward. What is there? What is inside to notice, to feel? Just staying curious. Taking a breath in, letting the breath go, and gently open your eyes. The legs have been worked deeply today, so do time. You can bend your knees a little bit and kind of draw the legs, assist of the hands back together. Place your feet flat to the floor. Sit nice and tall and come to a seated embryo. Just wrap yourself up. Arms wrap around chins. If this feels good, you'll stay, or if it would feel better to kind of lean in and turn inward, chin towards chest, round through the shoulders. Feel gentle spreading and relaxation as the shoulder blades gently draw apart and the chin drops in towards chest. Notice how sensations that were arising might now be beginning to subside. That natural ebb and flow. And gently lift your gaze, and we will make our journey now to fish pose. So for this posture, you will use your props in a way that will support an opening through your mid and upper back. So today I'll use a block. One block will go in between the shoulder blades. You can decide if you want it to be a cross length or if you want it to be lengthwise, and that's just personal preference. Now, if you have a pillow or a bolster, you can substitute your block with that. And then the other block goes to support the head if you need it. So I'll position the blocks like this, one tall and one short. The higher the block under the head, the more gentle that will be for your neck. So just based on how my neck feels today, I'm going to go with that option. But you'll see what feels best for you. So a nice easy transition in for the spine here. Come to X pose, bend your knees, place your feet towards the edges of the mat, place your hands behind you so that you can begin to ease your mid and upper back onto that first bolster or block, whatever you have there. You want to lift more the chest than the belly. And then, with the assist of the hands, you can slide the second block underneath the head. Now you can keep this X pose in the legs if that feels best for you, or you can extend your legs on your mat. If that feels like too much on the low back, then try returning to that first variation. We'll be here for about 4 minutes. Knowing if you need to rest sooner, you're welcome to, you're encouraged to. Now the arms drape out towards the sides, palms face up. Or maybe you prefer to just drape the arms overhead, bend the elbows and rest the hands to opposite elbows. You might need some extra support into the arms if they're lifted off of the ground. And come back to relaxing and noticing. Let your body rest freely on the earth. Restful, open body, loosen any remaining tension through the mind, through the space of the heart. And just feel and let the whole of you flow. The sensations, the breath. Any thoughts or feelings. All like the waves on an ocean. Keep letting go. Stay with your practice of feeling and allowing the flow. And then begin to make your transition. So you can bend your knees, place your feet to the floor if they're not already. Then you're just going to gently roll over to your favored side enough to slip the blocks out of your way. And then find your way into a nice comfy ball curled up onto your side. And take a rest, take a breath there, a few breaths there. Just resting on your side. And then using your top hand, gently press yourself back up to the position, just so that we can set up now for final relaxation. So in Yin, you're welcome to end your practice laying on your back or your belly or your side, whatever's going to feel most restful for you. If you're laying on your back, then you can have a bolster or a blanket rolled up underneath the knees. That can feel supportive. And then you just ease your way onto your spine, back of your body. Take some moments to adjust so that you can feel steady here on the earth. So the feet a good distance apart so the inner legs don't touch, and the hips and belly and the low back can relax. You can lift the upper body a bit and just shift the shoulder blades gently underneath. Rest back down. Rock the head side to side. And find the sweet spot of balance at the center and come back to stillness. Arms and legs rest freely here. And feel each of the parts of your body that make contact with the floor. One by one, feel each of those touch points between your body and the floor, relaxing and letting go more and more into the floor. Each point where your body is held by the floor, leaning in, surrendering more and more onto the floor. The eyes might close. The breath is easy. And take this moment to visualize your heart as open space, as vast as the sky and the ocean. And see your heart as a body of light now, shining forever outward in all directions. And resting now into this vast expansion of your heart. Enjoying the rest. Shavasana. Now bringing awareness back into your body and beginning to notice of your breath, your toes and your fingers, and stretch your legs and your arms. There's no rush at all. Take your time, draw your knees in towards your chest, and roll onto your right side. Once again, curling up into a nice, comfy ball, resting for a moment. I hope that the relaxation and flow that you've created for yourself in your practice today follows you through your day and your week, bringing you lots of benefits and goodness. And as you're ready, use your top hand, press yourself up to a seated position. Let's close together, bringing hands to prayer position in front of the heart in celebration of our time together in this beautiful and original Zen master that we have, the Mother Earth. And let us celebrate with a shared breath of gratitude. Take a breath in and a breath out. And floating your thumbs to your third eye center and bowing to one another, we say namaste. The light and love in me honors the light and love in you. Thank you everyone for joining me. I hope to see you again very soon. Have a great day.